You know that nagging pain? The one that just won't go away, no matter how much you stretch it, or strengthen it, or just wish it away? It's incredibly frustrating. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a really surprising connection in your body that might just be the key to figuring out those mysterious aches and pains.
So let me just throw this out there right at the start. What if that stubborn pain in your back, or your hips, or your shoulders has absolutely nothing to do with those spots? What if the real problem, the root cause, starts all the way up in your jaw?
I know, it sounds a little out there, right? But there is a powerful, and honestly a really overlooked biomechanical link between how your teeth meet and how the rest of your body works. It can set off this whole chain reaction, and just understanding it is the first step toward actually feeling better.
And hey, this isn't some fringe theory. Listen to what this osteopathic doctor says. An uneven bite forces the muscles in your jaw and neck to work off balance, and that imbalance starts a cascade, a domino effect that can travel all the way down your spine.
This is so crucial to get. The spot where you feel the pain, that's usually just the end of the line. It's the symptom. Your body is one big interconnected system. So to really solve the pain, you have to go hunting for the real restriction, the part of the whole system that's jammed up and can't move freely anymore.
So where does this whole mess begin? Let's trace it all the way back to that very first domino. And you'd be surprised how often that first domino to fall is the jaw.
Okay, the official technical term for this is malocclusion. It's a pretty fancy word for a really simple idea. Your top and bottom teeth just don't line up quite right. And this tiny, subtle imbalance, that's where this huge, body-wide problem can get its start. And this can happen for all kinds of reasons. I mean, it could be something as simple as losing a molar, which lets your other teeth shift around. Or maybe it's from the braces you had as a kid, or even a small injury you've long forgotten about. Any of these things can tweak your bite just enough to kickstart that chain reaction.
So how in the world does a simple, uneven bite turn into a full-body problem? Let's actually trace the path of tension, step by step, from the jaw all the way down to the pelvis.
Okay, here's how it generally works. First, the jaw is off-center. Then, your head and neck have to compensate for that, kind of tilting and shifting to make up for it. To keep you from falling over, your whole body defaults into this pattern of arching your back. And what does that do? It pulls your pelvis forward into a tilt. See the dominoes? Does this posture sound a little familiar? The head pushed forward, the rounded shoulders, that big curve in your lower back. Maybe you notice your hip flexors and calves are just always tight no matter what. These are the classic signs of a body that's compensating for an issue starting all the way up in the jaw. And this is where it gets really fascinating. The bones in your skull where your jaw connects, the temporal bones, are designed to move in the exact same way as the big wing bones of your pelvis. You can think of them as biomechanical mirrors. So if one of them gets stuck or goes off kilter, you can bet the other one often follows right along with it. It's wild. But wait, this isn't just a mechanical thing, like a bunch of gears and levers. There's a much deeper, neurological reason your body gets locked into these painful patterns. And it all comes down to your brain's built-in alarm system. Think about it for a second. Your jaw is incredibly sensitive. It's packed with nerves that are constantly feeding information to your brain about where you are in space. So when that jaw is out of whack, your brain can interpret that signal as a constant, low-level threat. It basically thinks something is wrong, that you might be in danger.
And that threat signal goes straight to your autonomic nervous system. Specifically, it flips the switch on your sympathetic or fight-or-flight response. That's the system designed for short-term survival, not for being on 24/7. It's the total opposite of the calm, parasympathetic state where you rest and digest.
So here's the cascade. The misaligned jaw signals danger to the brain. The brain flips on the fight-or-flight system. Your muscles then lock up into that protective, arched posture we talked about. And here's the real kicker. Because the jaw is always misaligned, that threat signal never turns off. Your body gets stuck on high alert, and that means chronic tension. Now, I know this all sounds pretty dramatic, but how real is it? Well, the proof is in just how fast the body can change, literally in an instant, once that threat signal from the jaw is switched off.
People who work on this stuff see it all the time. Someone will come in with locked up hips and shoulders, barely any range of motion. But the second their jaw is guided into a neutral position, sometimes with just a tiny piece of plastic, their full range of motion can come back instantly. It's like flipping a circuit breaker. The brain stops sensing a threat, the fight-or-flight signal shuts off, and the muscles just let go.
So what's the big lesson here? It means we have to start looking beyond the spot that hurts. We have to start thinking about the entire system. If you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Your jaw position is constantly talking directly to your brain. It's sending a message to your entire nervous system, telling it whether it's safe to relax or if it needs to stay on high alert, locked up in tension.
For the person whose story inspired this whole breakdown, it took 14 years. 14 years of dealing with chronic pain before they finally connected the dots between their jaw and all the issues happening in the rest of their body.
So let's just wrap this all up. Remember, that pain you feel, it's probably just a symptom, not the real problem. Your body is one single system, all connected from head to toe. Your jaw's position has a massive influence on everything, and to really solve these stubborn problems, you've got to start looking at the whole picture.
And that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. This isn't just about the jaw, really. It's about learning to listen to your body in a different way. What hidden connections, what quiet signals is your body trying to show you right now? Thanks for digging into this with us.